The last thing I did to solve the Delian problem. Within Euclid's Elements is a number of figures, used for mathematics along with others, which show how to do ratios with the parallelogram, even demonstrated for square root, or mean. Basically, the figure might never have been made as obvious as I have made it, but it is ancient nevertheless. And for some unknown reason, I figured out how to modify it for easier viewing. I also knew it was the key. With very little adaptation, we find what has been claimed impossible to find, yet it is so simple, it is hard to imagine why anyone would conclude that it cannot be done. What is so hard to imagine, that cube root is a derivative of taking a third of a thing, and then combining it with the square root figure? Being so simple, it makes one imagine that a whole lot of people spent too little time actually examining figures. In this last figure, we added very little and found with our own eyes what we may have suspected, an elementary figure demonstrating what has been called impossible to demonstrate in geometry. The cube root figure does indeed exist, all we have to do is figure out the missing pieces. It is telling us, there is a ratio of a third imposed on the square root, which produces the cube root. Simple. If one keeps going, they find something even more amazing, a figure which tells you how to perform the last required operation, but does it twice the figure is telling you what to do. All one has to do is wonder, why does it give the same answer twice? Now, when we develop the figure, we find something odd, that it contains two distinctly different structures for drawing the exact same solution. Conics are difficult enough, but one that easily shows how to do the full set into two entirely different ways, producing the same results. I have never seen such a thing. We have a figure, actually telling us, we have two ways to proceed. All we have to do is make a choice, and that choice has never been questioned. Plato taught, what everyone today takes for granted in the computer, that all information processing is binary, or in his terms dialectical. Two parts of speech, relatives, verbs, also known as materials, even space, and correlative, or nouns, also known as limits, boundaries, shapes, containers. We are given materials, relatives, and everything we do is reshape them for survival. Who, with a functional mind, would claim that you cannot process information without a set of particular tools? Is grammar perceptible or intelligible? So, if you don't know, nor can learn, from common sense, or the computer, or from the definition of a thing, or even, as Plato noted, from ancient history itself, that all information is processes in binary, then you will certainly not be able to learn it from your own hand. Just look at the figure, it is telling you what to do, and telling you like all processed in binary, then you will certainly not be able to learn it from your own hand. Just look at the figure, it is telling you what to do, and telling you like almost any other figure does not. It is telling us twice, traditionally and a bit non-traditionally. Just look. Cube roots are just as real, just as derived by the same figure as square roots. Now, you see it. Exactly what is impossible about what you see? You decide. Is grammar the product of the tools we use to produce it, or is grammar the product of what you see everywhere, binary recursion? You decide. Is grammar the product of the tools we use to produce it, or is grammar the product of what you see everywhere, binary recursion, as intimated by the Bible, by the definition of a thing, by Plato, by the computer, or are you just plain simple?
False words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the mind with evil. Phaedo by Plato,